Hey, what's up, guys? This video is for Thursday, November 20th. The announcements are we've got Parent Appreciation Night this coming Sunday, so if you signed up for that, make sure your parents let me know today if they're planning on coming. But then also in December, we have a bunch of activities. The 14th is a yak, that's a Sunday. The 16th is a Tuesday, that's caroling. And then the 17th is a Christmas party on the Wednesday, and then we're going to start service at 6, so just keep that in mind. The teen of the day today is Kyle. Would you pray for him, for his schoolwork, that he would do well in school, he bring some of his grades up that he's been trying to bring up, but also for his family, and for him that he would be an example to his younger sister and how to follow Christ, and that he would grow in his walk with Christ, and even on some of the issues that he has dealt with and made decisions at camp, that he would maintain and continue strong in those. So just let him know that you're praying for him today. I'm sure he'd greatly appreciate that. The thought is going to come from Acts chapter 16, and it's going to kind of go in line with what we talked about last night with the idea of in everything give thanks. We're going to see an example of that played out. Look at verse 20 of Acts 16. And brought them, that is Paul and Silas, to the magistrates, saying, These men, being Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city. They teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans. And the multitude rose up together against them, and the magistrates rent off their clothes and commanded to beat them. And when they had laid many stripes upon them, and by that means they beat them half to death. When they laid many stripes upon them, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safely, who, having received such a charge, thrust them into the inner prison and made their feet fast in the stocks. So you have to remember what jails were like at this point. Jails were not like they are today, where you have TVs and you have all that different stuff. That's not what jails were. Jails at this point were the type that you were cast into a pit and chained to a wall. That's what jails were at this point. So don't get in your mind that they were like running on a treadmill in their room, just enjoying the time. They were in rat-infested, feces and urine-infested pits that they were thrown down into after they had been beaten. So Paul and Silas in the story get so angry that they're there, that they're yelling and going, "Why in the world, God? We were just trying to preach for you. Why would you allow this to happen to us?" But that's not actually how the story goes. In fact, the story goes like this. In verse 25, it says this, And at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto God, and the prisoners heard them. Remember we talked about last night that you can give thanks in everything because God has a purpose? Yeah, well, in the end of Acts chapter 16, that jailer that thrust them into the inner stocks, that jailer comes to Christ because of their testimony. John 17 says God's going to get honor and glory and bring people to himself through the situations. That's his purpose. So God has a purpose in what you're going through. Today, my challenge is this: see the purpose for what God has you to go through.